Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 45. It's been a little bit since we recorded. Hasn't been that long since you all watched an episode. It was a little bit since we recorded. This is episode 45 of the Gilded City to the Lost Kingdom. Hope you all are enjoying the adventure so far. Don't forget, if you are, to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Leave us a comment as well. If you're a podcast listener, make sure that you are following the podcast, leaving us a rating or a review. And follow us on social media at Rollers Guild DND on Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. And I believe that's it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in to tonight's episode. Content warning. Ravenloft as a setting can feature disturbing themes and ideas, and while it is never going to be our intention to upset anyone, it is worth noting. Specific tags can be found in the description of this episode. Last time, Castle Avernus, the floating ruins of the former Dark Lord, Azalin Rex, his castle, has already tested our heroes with powerful defenses. The party managed to defeat the first guardians they ran into, then began exploring the castle looking for Azalin's spellbook and other treasures hidden in the ruins, including 2 of the artifacts that Nyx has been looking for. They quickly decided to make a beeline for the highest point of the ruins, using various means to enable flight throughout, where they met the ancient black shadow dragon Ebashaeth, the former advisor to the Dark Lord. Ebashaeth questioned them, and upon learning that they were sent here by Firan Zalhonin, laughed and offered up the spellbook they were after. Artemis was able to deduce that the reason Ebashaeth did this was because Firan and Azalin Rex are one and the same. Ebashaeth also promised the party further rewards if they rid the castle of the devils that have invaded, as well as giving them directions to the library and Azalin's study. So, that is where we left off. Where are y'all going? What do you want to do now? You are still currently up by Ebashaeth's sort of lair. I would say, have stepped outside. Okay.
Just a real quick throw up.
Throw up?
Puke and rally after talking out of a dragon's ass.
Does it float because of how gravity's working?
No, it lands on the ground normally.
Okay. Didn't we want to go to the study first and fight any devils on the way?
Are we on the 3rd right now?
You are at the uppermost layer. So the whole castle, it's floating in all different layers, but to roughly divide things into layers, there are 5-ish layers. The library and study are in a conjoined building on layers 2 and 3. And then the throne room where the leader of the devils is located, which is the main one that Ebashaeth wants you to take care of, is located all the way down on layer 1. So
So if we go down, we can hit the library and study, and then go down to the throne room.
That makes sense.
Sounds like a good plan. We'll just keep our eyes. Sorry. We'll just keep our eyes out for like devils and watches, and because all the little wyverns are now going to leave us alone, right? That's what the dragon said. And other dragons. Make sure they did get the message that we're cool. Maybe we just wait a good hour and make sure the message has gotten around to everyone.
I don't think we have an hour.
Yeah, I think time is kind of the essence.
Oh. Great. I don't remember. I forgot.
Well, I mean, considering just last night we had somebody attack us. That was trying to
Of
kill
course, how
you.
could I forget?
Yeah.
I know it was very, very traumatic. You're probably
I
suppressing
blocked it out.
Yeah.
And the whole Oikos situation, trying to get there as fast as possible.
Wow, thanks for keeping me on track with my
and
dire
we know
family.
for a fact that Dagrin is already there. So
I appreciate all of you.
yeah.
Thanks.
So let's
To the
We
library!
fly.
To the library.
all right, you all fly down to the library. As a reminder, because it has been a while, Hayes has been transformed into a different class of greater steed. However, he still looks like Hayes. He just has wings now.
He's a purple wyvern with a dog face.
with a dog
is what we
face.
determined.
Yes. And you also I believe Bowman's like wings of flying still have a little juice in them, but not a whole lot left. So
I was gonna say, if we want to say for storytelling purposes, yes, a little bit of juice left.
just a little bit of juice left, but not much. So based on all of that, you can make it in one trip down to the library, and I will go ahead and load y'all in and reveal that map to you.
Dragon's Pile of Gems does look quite nice.
You want to just makes you want to just Scrooge McDuck it.
Just absolutely scoop it on up.
Just gobble up those gems. Num 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 num.
Passing a, what is it, 2 to 3 weeks? I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I also don't think you're supposed to eat like gems, so I don't know if doctors would even know how long they're gonna be.
What do they know?
We we get back to Waterdeep, and Artio sees like an actual doctor. You did what and where?
You need
Yeah, but now I'm shiny inside.
Yeah, first of all the vaccines you probably needed just for visiting over there. I mean, it is
They
healing
have
water.
vaccines?
Ben,
And this is
They would have.
this is 1920, so
But
maybe?
we're also in
Or
different. We've been traveling in places that haven't gone through the Industrial Revolution. But they also just like the smallpox vaccine has been around for a really long time, so
we basically have like
potentially.
smallpox blanket everywhere we've gone.
my God.
Ben, is there smallpox?
There's not smallpox.
What role do we make to make sure that if we're not carrying smallpox?
We can never go back. We're also a doctor's office.
I mean, Bowmin was in the military, so most likely he is vaccinated. So
Oh my god.
You
I
have to
would
be vaccinated
just-
in the military?
I would just like to throw out there
Yeah, they just stab you.
that
with
the
vaccine.
history of inoculation, okay, because I looked it up, because I was like, I think you're all spouting bullshit right now. Inoculation, not modern vaccines, but inoculation dates all the way back to 10th century China.
Yeah, because
So-
they discovered the smallpox vaccine.
So they probably have some
What?
version of inoculation.
Is this based on 10th century China, or is this based on a more European civilization?
It's a good
Ben,
point.
we can't
That's a
go
good
any
point.
further until we.
Ben, we're
Europeans
very
were
concerned.
raw dogging it.
Hey, so you're now at the best landing zone for the library is this like chunk of roof that like slammed into the wall and created a hole into the library. So that's where you land. You're right by this hole. And you can see sort of a disheveled library in the room beyond. It's dim in here because the upper level of this room is still intact, so there's still a ceiling. It's dim in here, but you can see that there are like a couple of wooden chandeliers that have like fully fallen from the ceiling and are like leaned against bookcases. Everything is sort of disheveled and out of place, and you can see down at the south end of the library a huge hole in the wall, as if there were much more library previously that is now gone, as well as
we won't be needing that.
As well as a chunk of staircase jutting down from the upper level, just beyond that hole.
I guess let's go out and probably do a quick investigation.
Sure. Yeah.
You said then
what are you investigating in particular?
I guess Bowmin is more looking for anything that could be concerned. So like devils. Actually, you know what? Can I do a divine sense and see if I sense anything in this room?
Absolutely.
Something I'd never do.
Nope. But you got it.
I
Might
got
as well
it.
use it.
Yep. Now where is it?
I'll take a few just steps forward and like pull out the sword and cast light to have it glow and just use that as a torch.
All right. Divine sense. Anything within 60 feet?
Nothing in the direction of the library itself. However, behind you, there's a huge there's another big like floating chunk of castle. You can see some like broken windows making it up. And you do get a ping from in there in the room behind you. But
I think this room is probably clear of devils, but that floating piece over there, I think something.
Do I know what type of energy it is, or is
I
it
would
just
say devilish energy.
Okay.
I think there's some devils probably over there, or demonic energy of some sort.
All right, so how long does that last? Can you like keep an eye on that?
That is a good question.
Sonar
Pretty
that
sure
now
it's
and then?
just instantaneous.
Yeah, it's just an action.
Okay, so we'll just
I got more to use, so
we'll keep an eye out then. All right. Nyx.
Yeah,
Nyx, what are we looking for? What are we
that's a great question. What are we looking for in here?
Well, you've got your two artifacts that
Right.
you're looking for, but there was also the question of like maybe you could find some useful information in here for like the various sort of
that we have
things that
going
you're
on.
interested in. So, I mean, world's your oyster. You guys can examine this place in whatever way you.
Is there a card catalog?
Is
I
there
would
there
like to use the card catalog
Make an
system.
investigation check to try to find a card catalog system.
I'm
Was
just
the
gonna
Dewey
start
Decimal System invented
going
and
through
is
stuff.
in the Ravenloft?
Investigation. 17.
17. Okay. I would like for you to now make me a luck check. Just roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
9.
9. You find, as you sort of are looking around, you see way down in the south a couple of like cards, and you go over and you scoop them up, and they look like they were from a card catalog that fell out the hole at the south end of the building.
So this library is a free for all.
It's not meant to be a free for all, but it is now. The couple of card catalog cards that you did find point you to names of people, and it's just like, and where those names can be found.
Right.
But no like titles, just the names of people, which does strike you as odd.
So it's
but-
like an index of the whole library. Is what this card catalog was.
So basically,
What else would a card
might as well
catalog
think of
system
this
be?
thing as like
The
make-
books.
Yes, but okay. So to clarify, these names are written as if they are the names of books, but they
Oh,
are just the
okay.
names of people.
Okay.
A diary library?
I'm gonna
hold on.
pull
there's-
a book off the shelf.
library. Library.
You're just gonna pull a random book.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me.
9.
Romance.
The
Nine.
history of Oikos.
Okay.
It's your voice.
Oikos and for dummies.
Traveler's Guide to Orcos.
Where Oikos went and why?
Yeah. Top 10 things to do while in Oikos.
Okay, you just pull a book out of a shelf, and you find that the book is just labeled Adam Irving. And as you open it up, you just
Does it scream?
it doesn't scream.
This is totally the Harry Potter.
It doesn't scream, but
Restricted section, book just scream.
you do hear a disembodied voice say, "The day I was born, my mother and father were actually in a wagon. They were going down a dirt road and hit a rut."
I'm gonna flip
And-
to like a completely other different page. Like skip like 20 pages.
Sure. And that was the day that I was accepted as the blacksmith's apprentice. It was all I'd ever wanted to do, was to make things to help the
I'm
people.
gonna close the book.
Last page. Last page. How
Yeah.
do you-
Are we hearing this or is it just Nyx?
It's just Nyx.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh.
As you
okay.
when you flip to the last page, you hear, and as I drifted away from this mortal coil, surrounded by Delilah and our beautiful children and grandchildren, I couldn't help but think that I'd built an alright life for myself.
What the fuck?
My
Put it
next
down.
character is going to be named Delilah.
Bowmin,
Gonna-
can I
I'm
clock it if Nyx is how's Nyx reacting to this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nyx, you okay?
I'm gonna give him the. I'm gonna like close the book and open to another page and give him the book.
As soon as you get it, the day I first saw Delilah, she had flowers in her hair. It was
Down.
Nope. All right. I'm going to put this down, and we're not going to open it. Don't open the books.
looking
Wait,
at
Why?
looking at these shelves, this series of shelves here, they all have the name of a person on their spine. Not every book in the library, but this stretch of shelves all have the name of someone on the spine.
What was this gentleman's name again? Sorry, Ben.
Adam Irving.
Irving. Okay, we're in the eyes.
Yeah, is
This
it
is alphabetically
by name?
organized.
It's alphabetically organized.
Ugh.
When Nyx rolled a 9, I counted the ninth letter of the alphabet and then picked a random I last name. So there you go.
So that is not helpful as far as classification of like actual information or something.
This is the entire library isn't these biographical books. This is
Right.
This is a section of these this section is biographical books. They are organized by last name.
And
Yeah.
they read to you.
So this is the topic section, Zuzu, is these books.
Okay, 92 biography. I get it. Fine.
Can Bowmin just pick a random book out of a random shelf?
Are you
Like from the back.
in this
Not
section?
the other
Not
one.
that
To a
one
different
specifically. It was a different section. A
Okay,
different
you're gonna go to a different section. Just roll a d20 for me.
3.
3. You find as you go to a different section and you pull a random book off the shelf and you are flipping through it, and you find that this is an index of alchemical ingredients.
Hey, Nyx, you might be more interested in this one.
Okay.
It doesn't talk to you, I think. Actually, I'm gonna open it
That's
up real
good.
quick.
It does not talk to you.
It doesn't talk to you.
Okay, good.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, flipping through it, you can see, it just has, like I said, a list of alchemical ingredients and their properties and sort of common things that they're used for. So like, powder of a beholder's eye, or the stinger of a wyvern, or the bone cap mushroom, so, and all the various properties of those ingredients. I will say, if you have this book in your possession, it will give you advantage on any alchemist's kit check.
Okay.
Could I do kind of like a little look around to the different shelves, do like a little round and try to get an idea of if they're spine labels, if I can figure out some sort of organization style?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, 17 plus 7, 24.
Very nice. Yeah, you do a quick once over of this room, and you sort of mentally put together a organizational standard. It's hard to get like an exact location of like any given book, obviously, without the card catalog. But you are able to sort of determine like, okay, books over here are sort of indexes of magical materials, and books over here are books about Ravenloft and the various domains of dread, and books over here are books related to spell casting, and books over here are those creepy biography books, and so on and so forth. So what I will now say is that with Penny doing that, everybody can now have just automatic advantage on any investigation check to search for things in the library.
Thanks, Penny.
Yeah.
Do we want to split up by topic, cover more ground?
Do we think that there's anything that has to do with Oikos or the Brightshield family here?
I think
We could
should
look
check
through the
both.
Ravenloft stuff.
Yeah.
Ravenloft stuff. I'm also a little curious. Just there are a couple of just names to look for. The off chance that this. Also, Ben, with these books, just like pulling a couple of these biographies.
Yeah.
Or autobiographies. The script that they're written in, does it seem like does it scream magical in the sense of like, oh, someone dictated this and it was written down? Or was there a scribe? Is there handwriting that this is all the same person? Different handwriting?
It's all, you quickly examine a few and get little snippets of various people's lives as you do. And all the script is identical. It's this very neat, orderly handwriting. Very straight, very, plain, unadorned handwriting. There's, no scarifs on the letters. Just very simple, plain handwriting. And it's all identical handwriting, as if it were done. Like, even minute differences that would just happen by a person naturally writing things down, or even for like a printing press, tiny little issues where like maybe ink wasn't fully coating one of the letters on the printing press. You don't notice any of those imperfections. It's perfect. So it does say to you these were written using magic. That there is some magical property of these books. I will also say, Artemis, go ahead and give me an investigation check just to quickly glance to see if you find any Brightshield names here.
I'm looking for both Brightshield and the last name Galanadel.
Galanadel. Okay, yeah.
Investigation with advantage or just straight?
With advantage. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. And ooh, even better. Wow. Ooh, math. 25 3. 23.
Okay. 23. There's no bright shields here, no Galanadels here. I will just say, I will just say that one thing you do notice about these, as you look through a couple of them, they all seem to be people from Darkon.
Ah. That makes sense.
Could we just do a quick check, like a quick scan of the section to see if there are any names we recognize? I know we know very limited people from this domain, but
Yeah.
we've been here for a couple days now.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, make that check.
So, 10.
You do find, I will say, with a 10, not super high, but good enough to get you that you do find several Van Richtens.
Hmm.
If you open
Okay.
it, is it his voice?
Yeah, I'll open one. I'll grab one. I'll open one.
Sure.
Man, that's
As
fine.
as you open it, the one you pull from the shelf is labeled ba, 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 ba. Is labeled Ingrid Van Richten. As you sort of flip through it, you get snippets of her voice. You open it up and it says just to a random page, and it's like, cannot believe the horror that has befallen my family. Poor Erasmus. Rudolph went to find him, but I fear it's too late. If Baron Metis, well, I don't know. I hope Rudolph does the right thing.
I'll just keep it just in case it's useful in the future.
Sure.
Right. Other sections. There's a Ravenloft.
There's a general Ravenloft information section, yes.
Right. Let's take
How
some.
big is it? Like how many bays? How many shelves?
It's kind of hard to tell. And I'm gonna tell you this. Because as you explore the library and you go deeper into the depths of the library, it seems to strangely expand. So there is some space warping effect going on in this library, but you think there's probably about 6 shelves at least. And these are really tall shelves too. You have to use a ladder to get to sort of the upper levels of it. This is a very high ceilinged room. And there are, like metal ladders on sliders that are still operational here. So you can get to the upper shelves. But yeah, Artemis, you can search the Ravenloft information section. Go ahead and make me an investigation check with advantage. And what, if anything, in particular are you looking for?
Looking for. Looking for. Do we think if someone wrote a book about Oikos before? No, because we don't think it was. Looking for Silver Flame. Looking for Oikos, obviously. Looking for Apollo.
Hmm.
The third. Yeah. Golden
Oh.
Flame. Looking for flames.
Yeah.
We all.
Make an investigation check with advantage.
Oh, not good. It's really great. 24.
You're searching these shelves for something that would be helpful in finding like Oikos or the Silver Flame or your relatives or anything like that. As you're sort of going through the shelves, you don't find anything on Oikos. I will say what you do find is you're sort of drawn to this book that's labeled Sire 1313, CYRE. 1313. It's a thin book. As you pull it off the shelf, you find that it is a report on a domain of dread. This, the writing the book is explaining like this domain of dread is quite intriguing, as unlike most of the domains, it travels. Not dissimilar from the carnival, though the residents of Sire 1313 do not seem to have any ability to choose their destination. It further goes on to detail that Sire 1313 is a traveling domain of dread that is built inside a vehicle of some type. The person writing this does not have the language to describe it, to name it, I should say, but based on the description, it sounds mighty like a train to you. It details how the residents of this train were trying to escape a great magical cataclysm that befell their country on the material world of Eberron. Their entire country was destroyed in this horrible event called the Mourning. And the residents of this train were attempting to escape it just before the cataclysm destroyed everything. Unfortunately, they did not manage to escape, and furthermore, one of the residents of the train had done some unspeakable evil that landed them all in Ravenloft when the explosion reached the train. Now the passengers on the train are trapped, forever hurtling through the mists of Ravenloft, waiting to get back to safety. Jeez. And part of what draws your attention to this is there are several references to the fact that several residents of the train were praying to a god called the Silver Flame to save them. And you recall that Eberron is the original homeworld of the Silver Flame. And you find a little just footnote on the page that says for more information about the Silver Flame, see Religions of the Worlds of the Material Plane, Volume 3.
Well, this book's coming with me.
Yeah.
Pass along information. Okay.
Can I look just generally around, see if I can find anything
Make an investigation
about
with advantage.
about the orrery?
Yeah. Make an investigation check with advantage. And there is the study upstairs as well.
Right. Good. 18.
18. You don't find anything about the orrery here, I'll say. Unfortunately. You do find, like, in the magical sort of materials section, there are several books about, like, magical clockwork devices and such, but none of them mention the orrery, and none of them give you any hint of where the orrery might be exactly. But like I said, you still have other places you can check.
Right.
If we look over the edge, the blown off section, you said there's a staircase. Can we see more library in another section? Like further below?
As you peer out, you do not see any more library. You don't know where the rest of the library went, but appears to be gone. But I will say, if you as you sort of are approaching the edge, you do realize that you are right next to shelves about the various worlds in the material plane.
Okay.
There's a question for the group. More of a internal question, and also a band question. Why is our realm the material plane? Like, who named the realms? But also, why the material plane? Like, this place also has materials.
Anyone who wants to may make either an Arcana or religion check.
I will do that.
I'll see if I know.
Hmm.
Confident I don't know.
15.
15.
4.
4.
11.
11. Right. With the 15, what I will just say is, Elina, there are like multiple different religious narratives for the creation of the material plane that you've heard of. But probably the most accepted explanation that you're familiar with is that the material plane came about as a result of the intermixing of the elemental planes. So when the elemental planes sort of all clashed into each other, the roiling elements combined to create the material plane. That is sort of a very widely accepted answer, though there are other explanations for the origin of the material plane. Some saying a group of deities created it, some saying the original dragon god who preceded Bahamut and Tiamat created it. Some say that the giants created it. Some the giant god Annam created it, and yet other legends say down and down and down. But sort of the most widely accepted explanation is just the material plane was created out of the intermixing of the elemental planes. So
Cool. All right.
How much of that does Bowmin remember?
I heard Tiamat and
Giants.
oh yes, giants. Yes, there was giants. And something about some elementary things.
Yes, it's all very elementary. We all know it. Of course.
Yes.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
No, I mean we're not even there. Anyways, shall we go up to the study?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Ben, as I'm next to this bookshelf, just looking for things labeled this sire about
Yeah.
this realm.
yeah. Based on the note you found, go ahead and make me an investigation check with advantage. And you know what? I'm also going to say, because of the footnote that you found earlier, we're going to go ahead and pretend that you are also under the effect of guidance. So go ahead and add a d4.
Oh, 26.
26. Great. Well, one quick thing. As you're sort of investigating these shelves and you're like looking for something, as you pull off books, you realize that you found a false set of books that like lever open a hidden compartment.
Fine.
Inside the hidden compartment are 3 other books labeled Manual of Quickness of Action, Tome of Leadership and Influence, and Tome of Clear Thought.
What do those do?
Very important.
Those, I will tell you, Manual of Quickness of Action gives you a permanent +2 to your dexterity upon reading. It does take like a week to read. Tome of Leadership and Influence gives you a permanent +2 to your charisma. It takes like a week to read.
Wait, can you say these slower?
I will send them in the chat.
Thank you.
And Tome of Clear Thought, I can't remember if that's wisdom or intelligence, but
Woof.
What would the modifier be for Artemis if he got a +2 to charisma?
That is a +6 to everything I do
yes.
because the bard that's linked to my weapons, my spells, my everything.
Tome of Clear Thought increases your intelligence score by 2. All of these books, you have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or less studying any of these 3 books' contents. After which point, the given score increases by 2, as does your maximum for that score. It then loses its magic, but regains it in a century. So each of these is 1 read. So you'd have to think carefully. But also at the 26, also at the 26, you find this sort of Gods and Material World Volume 3 book.
Oh, the one that was referenced.
The one that was referenced. As you sort of are looking through it, you eventually find the entry for the Silver Flame. And it sort of starts by talking about Eberron in general. And it sort of says like the religion in Eberron is somewhat different than other worlds in the material plane. Whereas in most worlds in the material plane, everyone knows for a fact the gods exist. Those in Eberron do not. Their gods are distant as a result of the ancient origins of Eberron as a world. The ancient origins of Eberron as a world bar outside interference for the most part, though particularly cunning or powerful beings have always managed to find loopholes. That said, because of this fact that outside entities struggle to make direct contact with the people of Eberron, it does mean that all of the faiths there are truly based on nothing but faith. Clerics there get their power from somewhere, but they do not know for sure if they are to their god, if they are from their gods, or from something else. The Silver Flame is a deity of only Eberron, as are most of Eberron's deities. The Silver Flame's worshippers form a church of the Silver Flame, which is based out of the country of Thrain. The church was founded by a hero named Tira Myron, who was called by the Silver Flame to defeat a mighty fiend She gave her life to defeat the fiend, and now her spirit serves as the only conduit that the faithful to the Silver Flame in Eberron have to speak to their deity. It should be noted that the gods of Eberron are less powerful than their fellow deities of other worlds. Mostly because most deities have worshippers on many worlds, and deities gain power from their worship. If any of Eberron's gods were to seek to grow in power, they would need worshippers in other planes and other worlds.
Well, we're gonna take this book too. And I share everything.
Great.
Okay, so good context. Good notes.
I'm gonna go up to the study and see what I can find.
Yep. You guys make your way up the stairs to the study.
Yep.
You guys have arrived at the top of the stairs. You find yourselves in an alchemy laboratory.
Ooh.
This big open room, all sorts of alchemical, machines and stacks of ingredients and all that stuff. And then on the opposite wall from where you came in are a pair of double doors closed.
I'm gonna do another divine sense just to double check.
Yeah.
Anything?
None. You don't clock anything in here. Nope.
Okay.
Is this an active Tesla coil?
Yes.
Jeez.
Thomas
Um,
Evenwood here.
We're gonna give that a wide berth.
Can I go try to figure out what they were making?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and make a investigation or arcana check.
Oh, definitely investigation. 30.
30. Okay. So first, you do find a completed potion of healing, supreme.
Ooh.
So you can add that to your inventory. You do find there are 2 potions. There are 2 in progress potion experiments that are not completed. With a 30, I will allow you to complete both of those
Cool.
if you want. It is going to take some time to do that. So while Nyx is busy, messing around with beakers and tools and all this other stuff. What is it?
Nyx just marches into this room, picks up a bottle, and then goes over to something boiling and is just
Yeah.
While Nyx is doing that, can I investigate those doors?
Yeah.
I want to jiggle at them and test to see if they're
Make an investigation check.
17.
This is really important for me. You said you jiggle the door.
I did say that.
You did in fact
dies.
say that.
You had a good run, old man.
Great.
Roll the tape.
How long have I been working on the potions?
So as you jiggle the door,
Yeah, what
an
song plays during your
arcane
commemorative
that's not
video?
what I
My heart will go on.
Yeah.
An
But, the bad
arcane,
recorder version?
ward that was on the door briefly flashes visible
Ooh.
and then explodes outward. And Bowmin and Penny, you are both in
What?
the blast radius.
Yeah.
I need
I
both of
didn't
you
touch the
to
door.
make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I think
17
Penny,
was not good enough to notice this, by the way, for the record.
yeah, Penny, you're in range. I think you get +5.
Okay.
You said
I
dex.
have to make a dex save.
Dex. Both of you, yes.
Oh, wow, that was really good.
Bowmin got a 27.
29.
27 is a success, and a 29 is a success. So you're both going to take half.
Great. Wonderful.
We still got the temp scores. The temp.
I've already blew through mine.
Oh, we did.
Wah, wah. I don't know what I got hit by. I can't remember.
We get hit by
Were statues.
Oh.
Mm.
that was in the last time.
Last
It
time.
wasn't last time.
I was too busy
The
looking at my
total
character.
damage is 28. So
Half it.
half to 14. So you both take 14 thunder damage.
Can
as
I
this
uncanny dodge
ward-
that?
Uncanny dodges for an attack roll, and that was a saving throw.
Damn it.
Good
So,
try.
Jiggled it.
but
14?
look it out. Yeah, so 14 thunder damage.
Whoa. You guys
What
okay?
the
Ward
fuck?
is the magical ward is gone now.
Why did you touch the door?
I didn't. I wasn't thinking. Here, come here. I'll lay some hands on you.
Just take the 14 that you lost. Actually, are you not at max yet? Were you not at max?
I got 98 out of 134. No, I'm not at max.
Okay. That's what?
Don't
4?
max me though. I'm fine.
I can max you. It's fine.
Don't waste it.
Just take 25.
I'll take 10.
Take 25. I have literally 75 to give out every day.
All right.
Take
I'll take
25.
20. I'll take 25.
What's everybody else doing during
Ah.
this?
Bowmin, you okay?
I
Do you
was
have
looking
eardrum?
for the restroom, and yeah,
Bowmin shocked me.
yeah. Sorry about that, Miss Presswell. Can we?
Miss Presswell. What
Can-
the fuck?
Can I now open the door? Or is it
Locked.
can I take my crowbar and just pry it open?
Yeah, make an athletics check.
All right.
I'm gonna get my
I'm
gun
gonna go
ready.
help. I'm
My gun is
helping.
ready.
Okay, with advantage then.
That's what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah, the
ready
old,
to
the
like
old man
help.
needs something. I'll healing
What,
words.
what did you get?
level
I'm
is
sorry, I
fine.
didn't catch that. What'd you get?
You have advantage.
With advantage, it's 27 again.
Okay, you break the wood and the door swings open. Allowing you access to the room. I will say around this time, Nyx, you complete the 2 potions.
Cool.
The 2 potions are, one is a potion of gaseous form, and the other is a potion of diminution. I will send both of those in the chat as well, so you can
Thank you.
copy them down.
Bowmin, take 10 points of healing. I'm gonna healing word you.
I'm at max.
Oh.
I didn't take it. I still have 3 temporary hit points.
Oh.
Wow. Good for
Not gonna be
you.
generous then.
But cracking open this door, you do find the private study of Azalin Rex. You find shelves along one wall, work tables along the other wall, and a big desk on the opposite wall. And then traced on the floor is a complicated arcane room.
Let's not step on that.
Don't jiggle that.
No.
Let's not step on that.
How could I jiggle it? It's on the floor.
Oh my, don't
Don't
jiggle it.
try.
I'm gonna go to the desk, but I want to just like look at it and not touch it because I don't know if something's going to go kaboom again.
You want to go to that?
I will detect
Yeah.
magic.
You cast detect magic. With detect magic up, let's see. First thing you know, ward in the middle of the room. Obviously. Magical, it is putting off. Excuse me. It's putting off a conjuration magic. It is tied to, you see with detect magic, this sort of invisible thread tying this giant ward in the middle of the room to a ward on on this desk in the corner. I just peeked.
Oh.
You also see layered on top of that desk a couple of other magic items, which as you approach look to be clockwork devices. However, with the detect magic up, you see that they are sitting on top of a magical glyph that is tied to the big magic circle in the middle of the room. I will also say with the detect magic, the range of that is what, 60 feet? So that's
Yeah.
pretty much everything in the room.
Yeah.
So I will also say with that,
Oh, it's 30 feet, but I'm gonna walk around the room.
sure. Yeah, it's up for long enough that you could make a loop around the room to catch everything. I will also say that in the bookcases on the sort of east side of the room, it seems like these are scroll cases. They've got all sorts of magic scrolls. Most of them, with your detect magic up, you can tell have like deteriorated to the point that they've lost their magic and are no longer useful. But there are 3 scrolls that are still containing their magic.
Okay. I will give caution about the tethering, and the arcane device has some glyph on it. And I'm gonna pull out those 3 scrolls and see if I can just read the titles.
Yep. These are all spell scrolls. So, and they are, I'm sending you the spells that they are all in the chat now. But they are the scrolls of Summon Fiend, Finger of Death, and Abi Dalzim's Horrid Wilting.
Ooh.
So,
Well, those sound very complicated and very powerful.
but you get those spelled scrolls. Nyx, you finished the potions. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go now that the door is open. I'm guessing with a 30, I didn't see anything else.
Nope.
Cool in the room, so I'm gonna
Nope.
go over here.
And then Jinarra, you're checking out the desk. Make me perception.
I'll help.
Okay, make me perception check, specifically because you mentioned you're not touching anything, you're just...
I mean, once I know that there's no magic on it, I would probably touch things.
Okay, so then we'll change it to an investigation check. With advantage, because Penny's there. Or you could swap it around. Penny might have
Penny, you want to do it? I have negative.
You have negative?
I've had negative
She's
investigation.
had negative this whole time.
The whole time.
She's had negative this whole time.
You
Okay.
can't see.
24.
No, she can see really
I didn't go to school. I got trained to fight.
I didn't go to school because I was
good.
poor.
You went to school. You're a
You
journalist, for
can't-
God's
you
sake.
can
Also,
But
public
not
schools
a
are a
good
thing.
school.
No,
It was
but...
the kind where we had bad lunch and everyone was mean and the teachers were tired and smoked.
You're still smarter than me.
24.
With a 24, you find a sort of trick drawer in this desk. You find a hidden drawer, and it is locked.
Nyx.
Yes.
Can you open it?
Yeah. Go over.
We forever need a rogue.
Yeah, make a thieves' tools check.
God, are these all-
23.
23. With a 23, you are able to unlock this drawer. Inside, you find 2 things: a very small black leather book and a key.
I'm gonna cautiously open the book.
Opening the book, you find a series of journal entries from Azalin Rex, specifically detailing his attempts to do something.
Oh boy.
How specific?
He is, I'm gonna tell you. So, in the early entries, he's like, it pained me to have to do that. It pained me to have to execute for treason. my own blood.
Jesus.
But he was misled. Surely, I can talk him back to sense. Surely, once his spirit sees reason, there will be no need for this animosity between us. And the following pages of the journal detail attempts by Azalin Rex to, through normal persuasive means and through magical means, to get the ghost of his son, Eric Zalhonen, to drop his enmity for his father. The key, you surmise, is the key to the tomb. It was written on, he was buried on property, meaning the tomb is somewhere up here in the sky with you.
Okay, so we could be dealing with a ghost.
Well, ghosts love us.
That is true.
Remember we had that wedding?
I do.
Previous ghosts.
2 ghosts.
This ghost might not love that we're working with his father who murdered him, though.
Yeah.
But we're not his father. Oh, but we are working for. Okay, yeah, I do see what you're saying. Yeah.
Nyx, now that you're on this side of the room, you can see on the table next to the desk are the 2 pieces of the Orrery of the Wanderer. You were
Oh, look
looking
at
for.
that.
Artemis did give the warning about the arcane ward that they are resting atop, but you see these 2 pieces as well as the notebook.
And you said they were tied to the one on the floor?
Yes.
Or is that something else?
So the arcane ward is on the table, and then these things are on top of the table.
So I probably can't get to it without like disturbing the arcane ward.
Right. So you'd have to find a way to either just deal with whatever the ward does when you try to interact with the stuff on the table, or find a way to deactivate the ward.
Here's a crazy question. One of us has mage hand, right?
I do.
What if we clear the room, keep the door
Yeah.
open, and just try to poke it?
Oh, yeah, because that's gone so well before.
Artemis, I will just quickly remind you
Uh-oh.
that the School of Magic from the rune in the center of the room is conjuration.
Oh, which means teleporting. Okay, scrap my plan. A mysterious
Teleporting
voice
us?
in my head told me that this is not a good idea.
The only reason I'm reminding you of this is because Detect Magic gives you the School of Magic. So you would know that the ward in the center of the room, which is attached to this ward with these items, is conjuration.
Would it teleport us or
Probably.
teleport something here?
Probably.
Us to a tomb?
It
Or
teleports.
the ghost to here?
What if we
don't
just
have identify anymore, right?
What if we just
I
bring
do.
the whole desk with us?
I'm gonna cast Identify on the board.
Okay.
You're gonna stuff the desk into your hole.
It's a magical glyph. It's a glyph of warding. It can be dispelled with a dispel magic. It is at a high level, so it would involve a check to successfully dispel it. This glyph, unlike the glyph on the door into the room, will activate the rune in the center of the room and conjure something.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay.
I want the stuff and we need the stuff in order to get back home.
Stuff.
Do we want to try to dispel it or should I cast Mage Hand? Also, how heavy have the other pieces of the orrery been?
That's a great question. I don't know. You have them in your inventory. What do they say on weight?
That's a good point. It's blank.
Okay. I'll
Lighter
say
than air.
I'll say not
Yes.
that heavy, but
Okay.
they're not weightless,
Right.
right? They're a few pounds.
It's chock full of helium.
But less than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. So if someone touches this, most certainly something is going to be summoned
Yes.
to defend the touching.
I'm ready to fight. We need these.
Well, yeah.
Or talk. I mean, this is like an angry ghost.
We did if it summons something like the angels, it was like in the other time we summoned things by accident from a rune. We were able to talk them out of killing us, so
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
What if we run really fast?
Yes.
Thoughts?
I mean, I could cast Pass Without a Trace.
I
What
mean
if we all cover our eyes like we're hiding?
there is a I'm just saying because
How are you, our intelligence-based party?
I'm just saying we already know it exists in this realm. It could summon that death orb that we found in the house in the village. So
Well, that would be fun.
Hmm.
I
mean,
also
we
can
need these
dispel
things.
magic.
why don't we just do that?
But
Why
isn't
don't we
it still
try
gonna
it?
trigger the ward? If we
No.
just
If
don't
I,
know?
if I fail,
If
there's
it
a chance.
fails.
Oh yeah, let's just do that. I have my gun
So-
ready.
All right. Why don't everyone get out of the room while Artemis does this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, good. Yeah. So that when something arrives, it targets me.
Okay, I'll stay and I'll have
Wait,
my
I
gun.
have to be third. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Never mind.
I'll be right behind you.
I'm gonna.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll stay with Artie too. Can you put
Okay,
the
you're
cloak
taking
on
up your
Artie?
positions.
Yeah.
Next, you are on the ward.
I am. I
Nyx is triggering the ward.
Nick says, "Fuck this! It took too long."
That wasn't canon.
Okay, so Artemis, you go to dispel magic.
Oh boy, what level should I do this at? Do I know if that matters? No, I should.
You would know how the spell works, right?
Yeah.
You would know that like a more powerful version, right, is going to be able to more easily dispel more powerful wards. You do not know how powerful a ward this is.
Yeah.
You would imagine pretty powerful, given who this guy is.
I have. Well, I haven't used this so far, and we've been fine, so fuck it. We will do dispel magic at 6th level.
Great. That automatically succeeds.
Oh, thank God.
Oh wow, that was easy.
It was a second level ward.
No,
I don't want to know.
No, it was not a second level ward. Let's just be clear that it was not second level.
First
The
level.
magic missile, 1st level.
But 6th level is high enough to automatically dispel it. The notebook and 2 pieces of the orrery are yours to do with as you will.
I'm gonna open the notebook.
Okay. You find that these are a series of notes from Azalin Rex. That detail is, let's say, frustration. You find these notes like, no matter what I do, I cannot attune to these damned items. Every time I attempt, that annoyance that pitiful excuse for a lich says to me that I am not worthy. I am Azalin Rex. I am worthy of any magic item. I will brute force my way through this if I must. I will find a way to overcome this lie. Ridiculous name for a sorry excuse for a lich.
Calm down.
Not a good sign.
It's
when-
not
then-
that hard if you ask nicely.
And then the following pages detail his various magical attempts to gain access to the magic of
Okay.
these items.
Which two are they?
These two are the chronolometer and the wheel of stars, which I will also send in the chat.
I got these.
Pretty sure I just had my corralometer replaced in my car the other day.
Chronometer.
Um,
Wheel of Stars sounds so cute.
It does.
I don't necessarily. I don't know if this is the wisest idea. Am I able to run back to the library and see if there's a book with his son's name on it? Since I
Oh,
was
shit.
looking for, since I found the other family members
Very
book
smart.
earlier.
Yes, you do find a book labeled Eric Zal Honin.
I'm gonna
Um,
grab it. I'll bring it up so that I'm back with the rest of the group.
Great,
But then I would like to open it.
great.
Can we double speed this?
Yeah, I'll just give you the. I'll give you.
No,
the-
no.
I know. I'll give you a summary.
Penny just reads the back of the book.
I'm like pressing the double speed.
Eric Zalhonen in the early entries, in the first entry, talks about the conditions of his birth, which are the first entry of every single one of these. And it speaks that his father, Viren Zalhonen, needed to produce an heir. And so he was aging. And he and a young noblewoman named Olessa got involved in an arranged marriage. But Eric's mother was not enthusiastic about this arranged marriage. And attempted to, she went along with the arranged marriage as was expected of her, right, in that society, but she did not want this union to produce a child, and so she attempted to use magic to make it so that she could not have children, which Azalin discovered, or Firan discovered, and used his own magic to counteract her magic.
Gross.
Yeah. Eric was their child. Olessa died. When she died, she laid a curse on Azalin Rex. As Eric writes in the early entries, Eric's voice sort of speaks to you about good times in childhood. But as he got older and developed a sense of morality, a growing discomfort with his father's politics. As the entries go on, Eric talks about how his father viewed his mercy and compassion as weaknesses, and that Azalin would constantly ask at dinner where he went wrong with raising him. Eventually, Eric fell in. Eric talks about meeting people dissatisfied with his father's rule and wanting to help his father see reason and see that mercy and compassion are a way forward, helped political dissidents escape from Azalin's dungeons. This act of treason landed him on the chopping block. And his father was the one who dropped the axe. Because the book ends at Eric's death, you do not know what state his ghost is in.
Okay. I'm going to relay this to everyone else. Should I see if there's a book about his mom too?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'll run down and just check.
Yeah, you get a lot of the same information. You do learn, I think, from her book, a new piece of information that Azalin, in the world that Azalin Rex originates from, the world that Alhonin originates from, which is called Orth. On Orth, Azalin is a title. After ending up here in Ravenloft, Firan Zalhonin dropped his birth name and went by his title, Azalin, exclusively. And then added the Rex as well, which is sort of basically a way of calling himself King, or King. Really, I think the literal translation would be King, but you can sort of imply
King
the
of
missing
Kings.
words from the translation that Azalin Rex is King of Kings. That is what he called himself.
I mean, same.
Okay. I obviously relay that to everyone else too.
Absolute
Wow, that's
egomaniac.
nice.
We're gonna get
That-
a spell book too.
We need to talk about that when we're done with this part and see how we're feeling about giving the book back to this egomaniac.
I know, but we do need to make sure we can get to Oikos.
Mhm.
Future problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we gotta go kill some devils.
Yeah.
It might be we give it to him and we steal it back, but
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that easy.
sure.
And we're killing the devils because
The dragon wants us
the
to.
dragon wants us to, and we already have the book.
He did promise us additional gifts.
We do.
No, we
get
don't have the spell
um,
book. He's gonna give us the spell
No,
book.
you have the spell book. He gave you the spell book as kind of a goodwill thing once he learned who sent you here. He promised you additional rewards if you take care of the devils and report back to him. That's up to you. If you want to split, you have everything you need now. But if you want additional rewards, you can go fight the devils. And, not for nothing, there's all sorts of other shit scattered throughout this place.
There's so much shit. I mean, we just found these books
Yeah.
that can have the magic to turn us into like absolute legends.
Or just not as stupid.
Or
You
not
wanna
as
be kind of wild? What if we unleash the angry ghost of Eric on his dad? Is he locked in this castle? Probably. We can't bring him with us, right?
Tomb.
There's nothing really said to us that we can't bring ghosts through the mists.
Yeah, but then what if Furin kills him? Kills
He's
his
already
ghost
dead.
body.
It also depends on, I will say, based on your previous interaction with ghosts, right? I mean, ghosts can't always just roam free. They're usually tied to whatever their unfinished business is.
So
I
is it
wouldn't-
attached to their? Is he attached to his dad?
castle or something. Probably. He's buried here.
Well, does anyone else want to do anything in this room? I feel like we should get a move on.
Keep
Also,
moving.
I don't trust that glyph that's still in the middle of the room.
So there are no more pieces of the orrery.
No, we still need 2.
But there's
One,
none here.
one
No.
Firan has.
Yeah. One he
And-
promised us for coming to get his book and retrieving it for him. And then the other one is in a lost library of a nameless realm.
So,
So Oikos.
So that's another reason that we want Firan to like us.
yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway. All right, so thinking about combat, right? We don't like devils. Devils can't be really reasoned with. They'll offer us things if we talk to them, but they're devils, right? We hate
Right.
devils.
Yeah, I mean that unless you want to make a deal.
I don't have interest in a devil deal, do you?
Not right now.
Right. So, I mean, could we go and kick ass right now, or do we want to find a safe place to just camp out for the night and do it?
I am feeling a little bit tired. Personally, I don't know how everyone else is doing.
I think we are the only ones that have lost hit points.
Yeah.
True. I used a decent amount of energy today.
Oh yeah, did you use spell slots?
But
Yeah.
So let me check.
I will say that Bowman's cape is out of flight.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Oh wait, and I gotta roll and see. What do you remember if that's a D12? Right?
For what?
To see how long it takes to recharge.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'll look.
that would be unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, we could take. Is it okay to take a long rest just so we have all spell slots and HP left?
I mean,
Yeah, I will
No,
say it would have taken
I'm
you
pretty
guys
sure
like
this
a
glyph is
long
going-
time to go through all of this, so this wouldn't be unreasonable.
And my
is the
I
glyph
keep-
still here, or is it gone now?
The glyph is gone. Yeah, with the dispel.
So if we close the doors,
We could just
we could
Shut
just
up.
hang out here.
be here.
Woo.
Let's barricade the door and
Yep.
set up the
Oh,
dome.
Ben, if you want to know, my cape will recharge in 3 hours.
Great.
Okay.
All right.
Do we still want to do watches?
yes,
Absolutely, domes and
and the dome.
I'll take first watch.
I'll also take first watch.
do we want to start? Do we want to use these books? Because they're going to take some time. Sift through several, like 2 days worth. If we want to at least try and get that done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've got more nimble, more charismatic, and more smart. Clearly, smart is not the one for me.
Or you could improve your smarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we want to do this? Do we want to make people who are already really good at those things like super good at those things, or do we want to boost people who are not so great at those things so that they're okay at those things?
Personally, I think that we should try to max out some people as much as possible. Unless we have some people that are really hurting for anything in particular of the 3 options that we have. That's my thought.
Is anyone negative in any of the other stats?
Just
Um,
you.
I will
would
say
not mind not being negative anymore, but also I'm fine maxing someone out who is very intelligent.
in terms of like what's gonna be useful for who right now, both Penny and Nyx, their spell casting is based off of intelligence.
Okay.
Dexterity would be good for Penny, Nyx, and Jinarra. Charisma would be good for Bowmin or Artemis. Elina doesn't really use any of those things, but she's also looking.
We'll find
for
another book for
a-
you.
She's
Everyone
looking
gets a
for
book.
a book for her, so
If
Is-
it's going to improve spellcasting, I would rather one of you get the intelligence.
Is it so? Wait, is it the modifier or the score?
The
it
score.
increases the score by 2.
Is 20 the max that it can be?
It
Yes,
also
but it can
yeah,
increase
20,
it
20
back,
is your normal max. With the book, it also increases your max by 2. So if you have a 20
It takes up to
charisma,
22.
it would let you take it to 22.
Matt, is Artemis already at 20 or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so is Bowmin, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it would. I won't lie, that would be mighty useful.
Take it.
Do it.
Bowman's main thing is smite, and that's not really a spell casting, it's just kind of an effect, so.
Yeah, it helps me in everything I do. So, okay. So that's
Okay.
one. Anyone else good? Because these are big items.
I am maxed out with Dex right now.
Me too.
Okay. What about Jinarra? Because I feel like
I'm not max with Dex. I feel like one of you should take it.
yeah, but we are maxed with
But it increases your max.
yeah.
So thinking about weapons as well, because any dexterity-based weapons, it will also now have a +1
An
more
additional,
extra.
right.
Yeah.
to anything. And
Is
if you're
that to
wearing
hit?
light armor, if you're wearing
It'll
light
be to
armor, your
hit and to
armor
damage.
class will go up 1 more.
Right. Right. And it would help Jinarra's unarmored defense as well to get more dexterity. So
If you feel like you're
Okay.
getting hit all the time,
I mean, I am, but
I feel
do
like
I
you should-
th- okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, you take it. My issue is not my like score. I don't mean
it's your rolls.
it's my rolls. It's my
Yeah, you
dice.
need a +5 to your rolls.
Yeah. I need the dice to cooperate with.
So
Yeah.
Artemis is taking the Tome of Leadership and Influence. Jinarra is taking the Manual of Quickness of Action. So then there's still the Tome of Clear Thought.
intelligence. This taking
No,
us
you
home
find the thing.
device, does that require an intelligence check?
I don't know if I know that yet.
So you still have to build the casing. for
Right.
it.
Which I would assume is an intelligence thing.
That's probably a good assumption.
Yeah.
To make.
Is Penny's lightning launcher based on her intelligence at all?
Based on her dex.
It's a dex.
Right now I
Yes.
have a +3 for intelligence, like a 16
Hmm.
+3 would also help my spell casting.
And what's Penny at?
I have +2.
It's 2.
I feel like though, if Nyx is gonna be the person putting stuff together with spells, I feel like you should take it. I never use my spells. I pretty much only use my guns unless I have to use a spell.
Sure. I mean, I'll take it if you don't want it.
Yeah, I say do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So Nyx is taking the Tome of Clear Thought.
Yeah.
So you have to read these within 6. Once you start reading them, you have 6 days to finish reading them. It takes a total of 48 hours to read the entire thing. So
Not the Amazon video rental.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I would say if you do more than like 2 to 3 hours a night, then you are losing your long rest. So you have to keep track of how many hours you read each night. I didn't hear that, Eva. Sorry.
Can we do it while we're on watch?
Yeah, that I would assume
Okay.
that's what you're getting your like 3 hours while you're on watch.
Perfect.
So, and you don't have to start them tonight. You just know that as soon as you do start them, you have 6 days to finish them.
That's crap. Who built that?
Whoever casts the spell.
Gods.
Stupid. Stupid as hell is what that is.
Jeez. All right.
I will say, you can assume, based on the fact that these books were in Azalin Rex's library, that he has read these books.
Oh, interesting. And it's been 100 years.
It's been at least 100 years since he read them, because they have their magic back.
Got it.
We're talking old ghosties.
But anyway, so yeah, and y'all, I will leave you in charge of tracking your own read time on those. So keep that in mind. But you all set up the dome. Get ready for your long rest. Bowmin and Penny are taking first watch. Who's taking second watch? Elina and Nyx. Great. Then Jinarra and Artemis, as well as Elina, I guess, will take the final third watch. So,
Correct.
you all begin your long rest. Bowmin and Penny, just go ahead and make perception checks for me.
$18.
18.
Nice. Neither of you notice anything. It's quiet in here.
Can I
Smells
do?
musty.
Can I do a divine sense?
Divine sense. With the divine sense, you do ping briefly that like there's a devil downstairs just meandering the library.
Oh, a literate
Um,
one. Cute. He's
What?
furthering his knowledge. Or her, or they.
We're gonna kill
Not
them.
all devils are boys, but maybe.
But all boys are devils.
I didn't say that.
Hey,
That was
just because I'm curious, Penny, just make me a history check.
Why? Are all devils girls?
Just make me a history check.
If all devils are girls, I'm on
You
the
have
devil
met a boy devil.
We've
I am
also
all steam ahead if devils are girls.
we also met a girl devil, a succubus, too.
17.
17. You think devils can be any gender.
Diversity win. The devil haunting your library is gender fluid.
Exactly. But I will say with the 17 history, you do know of in particular one quite famous devil, which is a woman, which is Zariel, and she is the archdevil of the of Avernus, the first of the layers of the 9 hells, and she is the one who leads the devils in the blood war. So there you go.
And good for her.
And good for her.
An entrepreneur.
I like to think that Penny is just
general, but you know.
I like to think that Penny is just going on a bit of a rant because I think Bowmin said, "Oh, I think there must be a devil down below us. I wonder what he's doing down there." And then after Bowmin says Penny just goes on this long rant. Well, what do you know?
And let's get
Some of
into
us
that misogyny and that gender conformity, Bowmin.
Some of us are trying to sleep.
Go to bed. Read your book.
So first watch goes without incident unless you have anything else you wanted to do. We can do second watch. So second watch, go ahead. That is Nyx and Elina. Go ahead and roll me your perception checks.
24.
13.
Yeah, once again, don't notice anything. Nyx, are you getting some reading done, or are you?
Sure am.
Okay, so you can go ahead and mark off 3 hours.
How long is the watch? Is it 3 hours?
Yeah, just about.
Okay.
Anything else from either of you?
No.
Great. That will bring us to Artemis and Jinarra and also Elina as well. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
That one is a 27.
21.
21.
Wow, all very good checks. You hear the howling of the wind outside, the pitter patter of rain on the roof of this room, but otherwise it's a quiet end of your watch. Artemis and Jinarra, are you starting your books? Great. Go ahead and mark off that you read 3 hours.
That's probably why we both got 21s at Elina.
Yeah.
Much better.
At least one of us is paying attention.
Yeah.
That's right. Anything else from any of you?
Just reading.
I don't think so.
Nerds reading your books.
Great.
The first for Jinarra.
Penny wakes up and sees that Jinarra and Artemis are reading nerds.
She's also secretly so happy.
Yeah. With that, you finish your long rest. So everybody, you can click long rest and make your plans to go potentially fight these devils before leaving Castle Avernus. And with that, we'll go ahead and end tonight's episode. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.